Hi, welcome. On this video, I'm out here once again with Hildegard, who's again here for a 2-week board and train. Her issues dealing with reactivity, aggression towards other dogs. Again, working on that. And again, still going to be working on that as we start to go into week number 2. And we're still on week number 1. And she's doing really good. Here in this video, I want to demonstrate how commands start to align through way of verbal commands. Hildegard already starting to respond to verbal commands the right way in terms of, again, of control and influence being part of the equation to change her perceptions, to generate focus onto me the right way. And this is where, again, I talk about, within the framework of response, why it's important in terms of the motivation, the motivator not being something that she wants, such as a treat, okay, to set up a response, but rather the relationship, okay? Dogs are social animals. They're desired to connect at that level, okay? And then we want to add to that, again, based on a relationship problem already underway, a interaction-based method that brings the core ingredients I talk about into a process the right way to establish change. Now, this is where, again, in terms of a response, we're going to see it here as I start to, show how well she's doing by way of starting to respond the right way. Commands starting to take on different meaning, how they attach to this process. But even in terms, again, of how I describe her movements. Okay, you'll see that through. I'm going to demonstrate the come command here. But as I'm still asserting influence through the leash, okay? So how I would describe this is kind of a wave cresting another wave. So the first wave is her movement, okay? Starting to engage that way. The second wave right over top of that is control and influence happening by way of how I'm bringing her to me, okay? How I'm starting to, influence her movements that way. Okay, to make sure everything lines up properly. Okay, and this is where, again, when you see me when I'm doing this too, by way of even say the down, making sure there's no kind of hang time. Okay, hang time means there's a moment where the dog isn't responding, you want to follow through, and by way again of control and then influencing, bring the dog into the down. Right here, you're going to see good change already happening. Now again, we start to move with her. First thing I do is just show the basic one step, adding some commands on there, and then I'm going to, for the first time, I'm going to be doing the come command from a distance. And this is where I'll be using, I do have a longer leash, okay, that you'll see me at times, that I switch back and forth. So this one's, a little bit longer, so I can create a little bit more distance by way of the come command, okay? So I'm going to start moving with her again. As I'm moving, again, you always want to be really defined through, really good moments of influence control. You saw the push-pull. Now, this is where I'm going to use the command here in a second. Down. Now, she goes into the down. Now, here's the thing, too. Even through the language, okay, it's interesting because you go to more assertive. You'll hear me be more kind of assertive with how I'm, issuing the verbal commands, knowing that I'm still not there yet, but still even in that, attaching some influence to it. Because as things move along, this is where you get into, okay, as the dog's perceptions change more and more and more, just basically even hand signals, okay, or just a whisper, all right, or just a point of the finger. Gets to that point where the dog is so focused on you the right way that this gets into the off-leash stuff where the dog's in total unison, total harmony with you, but this comes through that, okay? This is how you establish that. Now for here, I'm going to bring her back up, and when I do, again, I get to a point where I just want to just assert enough influence so I want her legs to be moving, okay? You don't want to just use, force to drag the dog up. You want to, even if they're very resistant to coming up into a sit, okay, you want to just, play it out so that you're in the dog's head at a level where they're going to come into agreement, okay? So you want the body to engage. So here, again, I'm going to give her the command, sit, very responsive, came right up the right way, okay, settled into it. She's very relaxed, doing great, okay. And so again, so I'll move forward, capture, little push and pull, forward. Again, notice how I'm still, there's still moments of me, bringing her under control, intentional control, guiding her, okay, into position, because you want to keep that going. Understand, you don't want to stop that too soon. When you're dealing with getting to a really good place in the relationship, you have to keep the integrity of all this together, okay? I've seen dogs, and think about this, okay? Move faster, hoping the owner doesn't touch them, okay? This is what makes this dogs amazing, and then because they're holding control. They're not stupid, okay? They're like saying, okay, yeah, if it's just about response in a superficial way, I'll go faster because I don't want the owner's hands on me, okay? So think about that. This is why this is important. You have to, again, engage, push, pull. Yeah, use command again. Down. Now right here's a good example, a little hang time there. Nudge just a bit with the leash and just follow through. So I don't want, again, intent, right? The dog hears it, understands, don't delay too much, start to engage, start to push. And again, you see, and this takes stress off of, the dog. This is so right here, I'm gonna put her back into down. She felt a little leash pressure there, which thought that the intent was her to go into a sit. I didn't want that. I was just basically cleaning this up a little bit. So in terms of, again, this is what we want. Good posture, prone, relaxation. When you watch a dog even in a down position, you want to make sure you're getting relaxation. So notice how her legs are spread out there right now. All right, just like letting it go. Okay, not locking down either. Understand that sometimes dogs will go, when you first starting this, they're going to a down and they don't want to come up, right? Because it's about control, right? This is why too, when you're doing this method, don't just let a dog go into a down on their own. Okay, you need to control that. Okay, because here's the thing: you can put this to the test. You let a dog go into a down because that's what they want to do, and then you bring them back up to a sit, and then you start to put influence on them because now you want them to down. Through you being in control, they'll reject it. And then think about that. Does the dog not understand the intent through how you're pushing? No, it's about who's in control. Okay, very interesting. But see, that's the point. The point is, it is a power play. Okay, so same thing here. I'm gonna bring her up, back up, sit. Just a little bit of leash pressure, not much, because it does get to a point where it goes totally off leash. Now I'm going to set up here for the come command for the first time. And when I do that, I'm just going to walk into her a little bit. Notice how I'm moving into her to my left side. I'm edging into her. Now this is where I'm going to, again, this is the first time I do this. I'm going to want her to stay. I want her to stay in place. I don't want her to move. There's a little bit of signals here too. As I do this, I'll step off. She's on my left side. I'll step off with my right foot. They create that little bit of effect so she kind of picks up on that. If I want her to move with me, I'll step off with my left foot, okay? But it's still about relationship.